Hello everyone and welcome on a new Coach Dev Academy Lab Guide. I'm Corentin Guinez, driver for Sim Racing. Today, as you can see, we are around the Virginia full course with the AMG GT4 for the week 10 of the Falcon Tire Sports Car Challenge. As usual, first I show you the hot lap and then we talk together about the different details you have to know about this combo. So yep, let's get started. Alright guys, so we're going for the lap around Virginia. So here we're just crossing the start finish line, and then as soon as you cross the start finish line, just moving the car to the left, approaching the braking zone. So as a reference, just using the tree board on the left, basically. I think maybe it's the wind in the session, or maybe the conditions made it a bit more difficult to brake late. Usually I think I would brake closer to the two board, but this time need to brake when I'm getting past the tree board. So as you can see, getting past the tree board, then going on the brake, heavy on the brake, just trying to make sure I'm not going too deep on the brake. So basically just trying to avoid the 100%, otherwise I will get too much ABS and then I will just struggle on the entry to get the rotation. So deep on the brake, and then when I'm getting close of this this part of the corner of the braking zone, just starting to turn to the right. So as you can see, starting my right turn. So at that point, starting my right turn, starting to release the brake. So as you can see, starting to release the brake. Then I will drop to second, just keep steering into the corner, just keep staying on the brake, on the brake, on the brake, on the brake, trying to find the rotation. Then when I'm into the corner, just going early on power, trying to get the rotation out of the throttle then for the exit, and at the same time I need of course to get the momentum. Main target for the exit, need to go on throttle and be quite aggressive because I want the rotation, but at the same time, as you can see, I'm not going too early full throttle because I want to make sure I can get the exit quite tight. So as you can see, I'm almost going to run on the curb. So if I put it on the chase cam, you will be able to see that a bit better. But yeah, I'm getting really close of the curb on the exit. So yeah, I just want to make sure I can get the exit quite tight, because if I found that if I was going a bit wider, maybe it's better if I show it like that. But yeah, if I go just wider like this, I'm just losing time. I just shorten the distance by doing that line. So yeah, just shorter to get it tight on the exit. Then we are going into the double left hander. So first one, just try to make sure you are running quite close of the curbing on the left side, but without really running the curb. then just keeping it full throttle. Then when I'm getting close of this curbing on the left, at the end of the curbing on the left, going on the brake, will go down. Like I think I will go down to third gear for this one. I won't drop to second. So yeah, close off the end of this curb on the left, going on the brake, trying to go a bit wide, but not too wide. I'm not really trying to reach the curb on the right side, because then I need to make a quick turn to the left. As you can see, there is not a big distance between this left one and the second one. So yeah, I need to make sure I can get the second one done. And of course, you don't have a lot of front downforce, so yeah, you cannot just go too wide and then try to hope that you will make the corner. So yeah, as you can see, if I show you that from the same cam I've shown you the exit of T1 or turn 2, as you can see, I'm not going too wide. I'm actually just using this. You see there is a different track surface just right there. So I'm just basically going on the edge of on the left edge of it. So I'm not trying to really go wide and put the right wheels on the curb. Doesn't it's not any useful, or it doesn't make you any faster by doing that. Drop to third, like I told you. Then when I'm getting close of the corner, pretty much when I'm crossing again the middle of the track, when I'm getting back to the left of the other track surface, then just going on power, trying to make sure I can get the curb on the inside, just trying to make sure I'm not cutting too much. So of course I can use all of the curb, maybe a bit more, but yeah, just make sure you're not cutting too much, because then you can get the off track. Then on the curb, full throttle, trying to make sure I can quickly open the steering, lift it a bit on the exit, because yeah, of course, if you find that you are just going to go too wide on the exit, and of course the car can get a bit loose. The track is quite bumpy, so it's quite old school as well. So yeah, it's easy to have some oversteer, just a bit of lift, but then going back fully on power, using all of the runoff on the outside, so using all of the green stuff between the curb and the grass, and then out of the runoff, just going on the brake, will drop to second, just turning in really early, because if you end up just turning too late for this one, and you just basically are a bit too far away from the apex, then you will just struggle, because you have a right-hander just coming really quickly after that, and then you will pretty much ruin all the momentum until the top of the highest point of the track. So yeah, as you can see, off the runoff, going on the brake, dropping to second, turning in, still on the brake, releasing the brake, on the curb, going on throttle. Of course, not going fully on throttle, because I want to make sure I'm not going too wide as well on the exit of this one. Maybe it's better like that, because with the end of the driver, it's difficult to show you. But yeah, main target is to make sure I can exit a bit like this, because if I exit full throttle, I will most likely end up like this. And then of course it makes it very difficult for the right-hander. So as you can see, following the line, then getting the right-hander without any issues by not going full throttle. So yeah, as you can see, middle of the track, steering to the right, just lifting a little bit to make the right-hander, crossing the curb. So as you can see, I'm cutting a fair amount of curbing, almost putting the right wheels on top of the grass, but with the shape of the curb, the right wheels are not going through the grass, but just going over the grass. And then as you can see, on the exit of this right one, I will just go back on throttle, put third gear. So when I'm getting close, when I'm getting toward the exit, so when I'm facing the exit, putting third. So pretty much just before, in the middle of this curb, or yeah, when you are very close to the left, actually, as you can see, almost fully at the how to say that, from the track like this, I'm as much as I can to the left. I will say it like that, even if maybe it's wrong, but yeah, I'm very far to the left. And then when I'm just close to the curb, putting third, and then it's just about trying to find the momentum. With third, you should not have any oversteer moment as well. So yeah, then full throttle, getting the curb on the right, then getting the curb on the left, then getting the curb on the right, and then getting the curb on the left. So yeah, if you have the good exit there, then it should not be an issue at all with those S's. So yeah, then we are heading onto the S's. So as you will see, nothing really difficult, just going fully flat, putting the car in the middle of the track, going to the left, crossing the first curb, then crossing the second one, crossing the third one just right there. Then just trying to make sure I can run the curb on the right side. This gives you a bit of rotation, a bit of grip as well. It just helps you to have a tighter turn. So yeah, actually found that it does help you a little bit. So yeah, it's better to take it. Then carries on the right, top of the crest when you are just basically just going the other side of the crest, then on top of the crest, and then when I arrive just after the crest, just going on the brake, chopping to force, then keeping the brake until I'm reaching the curb. So as you can see, I'm being really patient. I could brake later, but if I brake later, I will just do everything on the rush, and then I will just miss rotation into this one. It's really important to get the rotation and the momentum as well on the exit. So yeah, and at the same time, if I brake later, this means I will go later on the throttle as well, and I will lose time. So as you can see, on the brake, dropping to force, holding the brake, releasing the brake until I'm reaching the curb, and then I can go fully on power when I'm getting into the corner. Then you can use all of the curbing on the outside. So as you can see, nailed it pretty much because I just braked, arriving on the curb, full throttle, then just a bit of grass on the outside, but it's not enough track, so it's completely fine. It doesn't make you lose any time. It doesn't make the car any it doesn't make anything risky. So yeah, out of this one, need to be quick, need to move to the left because you have the double right, which was before the oak tree, but now it has been removed. So yeah, putting the car to the left, two board on the left, getting close of the two board, just jumping on the brake. I will jump to second, just making sure I'm not braking too deep on the entry because I don't wanna. You have quite some. I mean, the distance is quite short between the first right and the second one, which is just behind the motor, or just a bit more to the right side of this ad board. But yeah, you need to make sure you can bring the car quite wide, so then you can have a good exit for the second right-hander. So as you can see, just going on the brake, just getting around 60 or 70% on the brake, chopping to second, getting the curb on the entry, but not the actual curb. I'm getting just the one on the left side. So yeah, it's not a proper curb, but yeah, it still can be called a curb, I guess. So just put the right wheels on it, just sort of ride it a little bit, and then as you can see, with second gear, just bringing the car quite wide, not really getting on the curb on the left. As you can see, I'm not using it, so for me it doesn't really change anything, I guess. Of course, if you go a bit wider, you have to make sure you can make it in time for the right-hander just on the exit of this double right. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's pretty much like turn 3 or 4. Like I told you at the beginning of the lap, you can go really wide, but at the end of the day, if you don't manage to get the apex for the next corner, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, sometimes just better to not going too wide, so then you can make sure that you can take this corner, and at the same time, the wider you are going to go, the more distance you are going to run, and this means the more distance you run means more time at the end. So yeah, if you make it a bit shorter, maybe not running the curb, but just ending the run just before the curb, it's good enough. This means it doesn't mean you will lose time or lose momentum on the exit, because at the end of the day you would gain some time by going short distance, so and you won't really lose that time on the straight, because you have a worse, I would say, momentum at the beginning of the straight line. So yeah, as you can see, not running the curb, and then just when I'm facing the exit, going on power. So as you can see, trying to find the rotation with the throttle, cutting quite a bit of quite a lot the inside, actually, just pretty much like the few corners with the same shape, just getting the right wheels over the grass, because of course, like I said before, with the shape of the curb, the wheels are tend to go of makes some kind of jump, I would say, over the curb. So you never really feel the grass at the end. So yeah. Then off the curb, going fully on power, trying to counter steer a little bit, because of course when you are out of a curb like that, the car is not completely stable, of course. So yeah, and you are quite low on speed. So yeah, with the fact that the car is maybe a bit less settled, I would say, with less speed, this means you may have to do some counter steering, of course. Depends of the way you've taken the corner as well, and how much you are pushing. But yeah, it doesn't really impact the lap. Then on the exit, as you can see, just trying to open the steering as early as I can, using all the runoff, and then you have this very long straight. So just having some time to rest. Of course, this track is quite challenging. So yeah, it's great to have this straight line. So I would say it can be quite an overtake opportunity at the end if you have a good run out of the corner before. So yeah, just have to make sure you are careful in this one, because of course, if you are entering too wide, the one on the inside, of course, wants to brake later, but at the end, if you brake later, you have a chance to get ABS and then go straight. So yeah, just be careful if you are making a move, or if you are trying to defend in this place, because it can end up in a tricky situation. Then moving the car to the right, just watching the two board, and when I'm getting past the two board, just going on the brake, just trying to brake as straight as I can. So I'm making a turn to the left just when I'm getting past the one board on the right, and then from there I'm just trying to brake as straight as I can. Of course, you cannot brake fully straight, otherwise I would just go through the grass, but yeah, I'm just trying to make sure the car remains as straight as possible. So this means I'm just trying to keep the steering with the less angle possible. So as you can see, just going down the gears, we'll jump to second, crossing the curb on the left. So as you can see, still on the brake, dropping to second. Then when I'm getting close of the corner, just releasing the brake. As you can see, it goes downhill, so need to make sure you are going early on power, on the curb, going on power, trying to make sure I'm not running too early, too deep on power, because I don't want to go too wide on this one, because I want to make sure I can get the best run possible for this left one without having to lift. So as you can see, fully on power now, crossing the curb on the left, so using all of the curbing, putting the car to the right, so I will just use all of the curbing on the right side, going off the curb, then just trying to face this curb. So I will just try to cut the curb, so pretty much the same as usual, just trying to make sure I'm cutting as much as I can. So basically same as usual, you will see left wheels going over the grass, not really touching the grass with the shape of the curb, then landing from the curb, once again from the cockpit, as you can see, facing the curb, just before the curb, going on the brake, braking on the curb. As you can see, then when it lands from the curb, just going a bit deeper, the car is sort of straight, so it allows me to brake a bit more. And then once I'm starting my right turn, then I will just start to release the brake, get the curb on the inside, and then when I'm on the curb on the inside, going on throttle, trying to make sure I can stay quite tight for this one. So I'm just no, I won't go for the curb on the left. Basically, I will just try to stay in the middle of the track. Then just trying to stay fully flat. Just trying to now look at the curb on the exit. So just alongside the DRS board, and then getting the curb, moving the car to the right to shorten the distance to the start finish line, and then getting up to 5th gear, and yeah, we're crossing the line and we are done for the lap around Virginia. Alright guys, we're done for today. That was the week 10 lap guide of the Falcon Tire Sports Car Challenge with the AMG around the Virginia circuit. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Coach Dev Academy channel and join the Discord server if you have any questions about all the work we are making for you every week. And yeah, I see you for week 11. Bye bye.